Next up, please join me in welcoming Dr. Tiranee Achalakul, the President and CEO of the Big Data Institute. She will be giving a talk titled Empowering Thailand with Open Source AI, the Vision and Impact of Thai LLMs. Please give a round of applause to Dr. Tiranee.
Good morning. So a little bit of switching of the queue. Let's wait for some few seconds when they're trying to get my slides ready. My name is Tiranee Achalakul, and I'm probably one of the few speakers who actually come from government agencies. Let me introduce myself a little bit. I was a professor for some 20 years, and then I decided to move to be the president and CEO of Big Data Institute, which is the newly public organization under Ministry of Digital Economy and Society. Public organizations mean that we are government, but not exactly government. It's a little bit hard to explain. But we are funded by bureau budget. So we're basically government. Can I have the clicker? ทำไมมันมีเส้นนะ Thank you. I don't know why the slides have lines, but let's introduce ourselves a little bit. This is our team. I mean, BDI or Big Data Institute right now have about 180 people under us, under me. And then they all 80% of them are actually data scientists, data engineer, cloud engineer, AI engineer, and such, developer. So open source is important to us because we are like a government startup where a lot of young people are working on data science code and stuff. And right now AI become one of the key that we're interested in. This is our missions. We do mainly three things. One is the big project is big data integration and governance. We do a lot of data integrations in healthcare, in tourism and others. And we also take requests and provide analytic service for government agencies and a little bit of private agencies. The second thing that we do is called bridge. We bridge the gap between provider and consumers related to big data and AI technology, meaning that we trying to build ecosystem, preferably open source ecosystems where freelance provider, system integrator, and other can meet with consumers, which is our SMEs who cannot pay big bucks to spend on analytics. So that's the second thing. And the last one is built project is we are believe in micro-credential, like micro courses, so we can customize courses towards different learning path for different career path, basically. So this is what BDI do. Let me jump into our focus, our three focuses this year and next year, and probably like the next few years. The first one is we are building what we call a national big data platform, meaning that we're trying to integrate and link government data together and then provide services for both government and private to use it, both as file server for training of AI and second for using for analytics and policy designs of government. We call the platform D2. Data Integration Intelligence, D2. Right now, it's in the process of making, meaning that we've been operating for some years. Big Data is actually founded 18 months ago, but before that, we are a business unit under Department of Promotion, Digital Promotion Agencies. So then we start working with probably like over 100 government agencies. So we have a few data that we have. So we just started this year, and next year we'll have our first investment from government to do like D2 for real. Other than that, we also do the link series of data integration like travel link, health link, environmental link, and provincial data platform for public sectors across the country. So that's what we do. Health link means that we allowed health records to go from hospital A to hospital B without you having to carry things. So basically automate that. Traveling is we gathered information from government agencies like immigrations, like Tourism Authority, Ministry of Tourism and Transport, these people, and then consolidate the data and then push into a dashboard and then present it to private sector to use. And we have a lot of users on that platform. NV-Link or environmental link is where we start looking into PM 2.5. We were asked to do that. And then we start linking data from different departments to do the same things. So these are our, one of our focus. But the talk, so this is the architect in a very broad overview, meaning that we integrate data from sectorial platform. We didn't implement all the sectorial platform. We did TravelLink, HealthLink, and EnvyLink, but like water management is done by other agencies. We also link with them. So first we link with that, and then government data. Some of the government agencies have their APIs, their own services that we can do request response. And then we also gather some files that we have, staging the data into our lakehouse, cataloging the data, and then services in open data we send to digital government agencies for public, for people to use. We also do dashboard, raw data, only for government for now. And then some of the old data are used as tools for education. So this is basically framework. D2 is similar to X road of Estonia, meaning that we believe that data should stay where it originated. We didn't try to build a big bucket and dump data together from all government agencies, because in Thailand that's practically impossible. So what we're trying to do is build the road that links it, and when policy designs need what sets of data, whatever, we can open the gate and have the data flood in to be used with some authorities. So we built the road, but there's no car running on it until there's authorities as we can do it, right? Second focus, which is more of today, is that we start looking into a lot of open source AI. We believe that, like DeepSeek, right? The way we innovate, the way we gathered a bunch of people to work on the same thing is to have open source platform. And I believe that government should probably at least host one, because we have a lot of data from government agencies that we can put it into a data bank that allowed open source platform to grow and encourage students, young people, and private sectors to come in and work on the same thing together. So we focus on open source AI, and right now we create a collaboration platform that the MCs earlier have mentioned. There's Thai Open GPT, which is working by Association and NECTEC together. And then we work with them. And then we work with other people to create the first open source project that hosted by government, the open source AI infrastructure that will create some models, some tool sets, and build an AI data bank, as well as, this is not by us, this is by our collaborations. Our collaborations had at least 7 government agencies and other private sectors as well, which I will describe a little bit later. So we also do trustworthy AI. We is not BDI. I think Trustworthy AI is working on by NECTEC and EDA together under Ministry of Digital Economy and Ministry of, very long name, Science, Technology, Innovation, Higher Education, that ministry. We work together, and NECTEC is also working on AI testing lab, meaning that AI governance can be carried out in some sectors once we have the expert to test the AI models and other things. So these are sort of like a plan that we work with our collaborators, but the first year we focus on the red part, which is we are trying to have an open source AI infrastructure, some AI data banks, and then we try to, for each ministry to have their own open source platform. It hasn't been executed, but it's been talked about a lot. But the first project that we get funding for is, of course, a project called ThaiLLM, Thai Large Language Model, so that we can build on Open Thai GPT and other platform that has been open source in Thailand together. If we gathered all of the data and use it to train one model, that model should have diversities of text, Thai text. It should have quantity of text. We also work with governments, like people who handling research paper that has been published already, those kind of things. So we are figured if we can gather as much data that is context-based by Thai culture together from different places, then we can train a model. These are 7 agencies that start working together right now to do this, a large Thai data set. This is the second tier, meaning that ecosystem in Thailand is not just us 7 organizations from government, also others that works on AI and open source. All right, so this is the ecosystem. What do we do? Why should we do this? I think everybody must have heard of data sovereignty, digital sovereignties, all of these buzzwords. But basically for a Thai chatbot and a Thai smart search to work, Thai people needs to be involved in it. because we are the one who speak the language, understand the culture, and know the regional of different of Thai regions, right? So we should gather the data that we used and then train it so that the bot or the smart search can work the way we want it to be. So that's like the main key. But basically, inclusivity, if the government invests the first money to make the first model and we open source it, people who work after us, it will be cheaper for the SME, for the startup, and I'm hoping that it will encourage innovations and we can have maybe unicorn later on based on AI technology. Now, what exactly would be what we're trying to do? First, of course, the foundation models. We use every available open source right now and test it out, all of it, and do performance comparing. And we will gather all of the data that us 7 agencies have and then train it at once. So first, we'll have a Thai large language data set. We'll have a large language models. We'll have some toolkits and pipelines so that updating it is easier. And then chat arena and smart search tools. So this is the plan. We just got the funding for this project last month, and then we plan to spend the next 15 months to at least complete it, and then ask for the second phase. But it depends whether it has been used or not, because I believe that platform with no transaction shouldn't be continued. And ThaiLLM plan to open data, at least the part that we can. I believe that some of the data are governed by the data providers and says that it should be NC, non-commercial sharing, but we want it to be shared commercially as well. So I hope that we can do share alike at least, and then open it for public use, or at least some of it. The model itself is probably open models. Everybody can build on top of it. Can take the large language models and reduce it to a smaller models to train it customized or specific to some certain applications that they want to make. So that's what we want. This is sort of an architecture that we plan to do for data bank. I'm not going into details because I have like 1 minute left. The last few slides. Other than that open source project, as being a professor for 20 years, I believe that once you have a lot of data, a lot of open source, a lot of models, that's for educations. You can use that as an education platform and to build new generation to understand the technology better. So that's become another of our focus. Of course, we do e-learning because if we keep training people like 100 at a time, when would we reach 60 million, right? So e-learning, I'm going into micro-credential or micro-courses just for the reason that different career path would have different things they need to know. AI is just not only for computer engineer or computer scientists anymore. You'll see that a lot of big universities in the States starting to have a new department of AI and have people from multidisciplinary to join because AI is more users as well, users and engineer to work together. So learning path of different career has different meanings. So what we're trying to do is work with university network to create a common building block, the basic things that people need to know. And then from that basic block, can you put together like a jigsaw puzzles and then build different customized learning paths like for HR, for database administration and whatnot. So these are planned, the 3 things that we focus to do for as a government agencies. Hopefully, I'll see you again next year and have more to update on what's going on with the first Thai open source project that hosted by government. Is not the first, but big collaborations and hoping that we can work together with private sectors in and outside of the countries to work on this. So thank you very much. This is my talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much ขอบคุณครับ